Hey guys, well, it has been a hot minute since I have been in here. I try to get in here every single Wednesday, and I try to do it between my two big calls. And this week kind of got away from me because we have been a bit distracted by puppies being fostered, kids leaving for college. What else? I mean, literally, you name it, huge storms going through our neck of the woods. So yeah, just life. It's all life, right? And it's all good. I have learned so much through the process of managing my own brain, managing my own thoughts, my own emotions. Things like that used to really derail me. Those kind of things were the things that would send me to the kitchen so I could buffer away all of those frustrating feelings. And now I ask myself, how am I feeling? It's okay to feel frustrated. It's okay to feel defeated and it's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay to feel sad that the kids are leaving, but that doesn't mean I have to quickly go buffer those feelings. I can actually just sit with them. I can prove to myself that there is no emotion that is going to take me down. And that's the kind of evidence I've gotten really good at creating when those kind of emotions come up. The second step that I take is I ask myself, why am I feeling that way? It's not because the kids are leaving for school or the puppies need to be adopted out. That's not it. It's not those circumstances. It's the thoughts that I'm having about those circumstances. It's the I need or I should have or I'm going to miss them. Like, there's a million other things that I could think about those circumstances that are going to generate different emotions. So the very first step again is I just allow those feelings to be there so that I can prove to myself that I don't have to buffer. I don't have to run away from them. I don't have to numb them. I can just allow them to be there. But then if I want to dig a little deeper, I can ask myself, what's causing those emotions in the first place? It's always a thought. It's a thought that my brain, my primitive brain generates. It's my primitive brain trying to keep me safe. So nothing has gone wrong. I'm not broken. It's my brain doing what it's supposed to be doing. And that's a good thing. When it becomes not a good thing is when it starts creating results over and over and over for me that aren't working for me, that don't serve me. That's when I need to kind of take a time out, challenge that thought, ask myself, is that even a true thought? Or is that just my primitive brain trying to keep me safe? Most of the time, the answer is yes. And that's when I kick in the prodigy side of my brain and I start challenging those thoughts. I start asking myself, what else could I think about that? Right? What's the other side of the coin? If I'm saying no to this, what am I actually saying yes to? That's a great question to ask yourself. But that's what I mean when I tell you that those feelings of overwhelm, of frustration, don't take me down anymore. I've learned to manage my mind. I've learned to manage my emotions. That's why so many of my clients are so successful, that they're finally successful. They finally have been able to overcome this weight loss battle, is because it was never about the food. It was never about the actions. It's always about the thoughts and the emotions. And until you learn to manage that, it is an uphill battle. I'm not saying that you wouldn't be able to lose the weight. I'm saying that there's a much easier approach. So back to Wednesday, we started the day off with our masters. We were talking about their impossible goals and how to evaluate every single thought, feeling, and action that they've taken that has moved them closer to their impossible goal. Now, those are attempts. Most of my clients have not achieved their impossible goal yet. They will, but they're on the path to achieving it. And I teach them a concept of how to take quantum leaps towards that impossible goal. You can take the trial and error and trial and error and trial and error approach, but I'm offering you the idea of trial and error and then evaluate. By evaluating, you 10x the value of every single attempt. So every one of my clients, when they get through our Self-Made Mind and Body program, They go into a master's program. We call it Self-Made Success. They're creating their impossible goal. Some of them are wellness related goals. Some of them are professional goals. Some of them are relationship goals. I mean, they're across the board. They're as diverse as the day is long, but it doesn't matter. The concepts that I teach can be applied to any of those impossible goals. So the takeaway from Monday's call was you don't have to know how before you go into the attempt. So for example, I'm not a very good cook. Most of my family would prefer that I stay out of the kitchen because it's a lot of wasted effort because nobody's going to eat what I make. So I have a lot of thoughts about that. And if someone was going to ask me to make them something, my brain immediately says, I don't know how. Immediately. And there's a lot of things that my brain tells me I don't know how to do that. And it used to stop me in my tracks. It would keep me from attaining anything that I wanted, because if I hadn't already done it once, or if somebody hadn't given me the step-by-step directions, my brain would say, I don't know how, therefore I'm not going to do it because I don't want to risk failing. Sound familiar? I think all of us do that. And so I challenge my clients to just come into an agreement that we aren't going to know how. We are going to learn the how through trial, through potential error, and through evaluating that error so that we 10x the value, so that we take educated steps the next time we try. It's an amazing concept that is so simple, but hardly anybody ever applies it unless you're one of my clients. So that was Monday morning. And then the Self-Made Mind and Body class of June, they graduated into masters. So we actually don't have another class until September 15th. September 15th, we launch the next Self-Made Mind and Body 101 intensive. We're super excited because lots of people are piling into that class. We're getting ready for them. We will then take that group after the first 5 weeks. We'll take them into 201. They're going to learn all of the metabolic science. They're going to then declare what their impossible goal is, and then they'll join us in mastery. So we are bringing people in by the droves. We couldn't be more excited to teach these concepts because I know that they are life altering. These concepts change every part of your life. It has nothing to do with food, and it has everything to do with the thoughts and your emotions. And if you can learn to manage that, everything else becomes a byproduct. When you learn how to literally create happiness for yourself, it doesn't matter if you're happy at 100 pounds, or if you're happy gardening, or if you're happy on vacation, right? The actual act of being happy in one of those scenarios doesn't matter. We all just want to be happy, right? So I teach you how to be happy. And then when you're happy, you start generating the results. It's not generating the results of being 120 pounds so that you can be happy. Do you see the difference? Huge, huge difference. One is an uphill battle. The other one puts all of the control in your lap. And I teach you how to do that. So my takeaway for you guys today is be very conscious, be very intentional this weekend in your thinking. Challenge any thought that you have around, I don't know how. I don't care if it's your husband asking you to hang a picture in the living room. Notice when your brain says, I don't know how to do that. And then I want you to challenge yourself to learn through doing. And then you can evaluate, how did that work for you? What worked, what didn't, and what are you going to do different? That's how you learn. That's how you make quantum leaps towards your goal. Now, I'm not saying that everybody wants to have a goal of being able to be a professional picture hanger, but I'm saying in the most mediocre of things, this can be applied, and it can be applied in the biggest things: revenue generating, losing the weight once and for all, balancing out your hormones, starting a new business. it can be applied to everything. So I challenge you to do that. I promise I will be back in here next Wednesday. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you guys soon.